Good morning, my name is Marissa Morton here with Apex Productions. Today is Thursday, November the 17th, 2017. It's 9:58 a.m. We're here in the city of Sarasota and we'll be filming the Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue Roundabout project. The general contractor is C Squared General Contracting and the project manager is Randy Hill. This is the financial project ID 435-451-1-5801 for the City of Sarasota, District 1 Off-System Local Agency Program Project. Again, Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue Roundabout. I will begin filming shortly. Thanks. We will now begin filming our roundabout project. We are facing to the west on Ringling Blvd. In front of us is the intersection of Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue where the roundabout will be placed. We're going to start by walking to the west on Ringling Avenue. So right here is the edge of the road, and we will start by filming this pass. So we are at the right lane must turn right sign. And you can see there where the manhole is quite a bit of construction damage, some fracturing on that concrete. And right here there's a traffic signal box. And we'll continue on our way here. There's a right turn only lane heading on Ringling Square right at the intersection of Orange Avenue. You can see we're at another traffic signal box. And the curbs are all very cracked and fractured, manhole cover. And I want to stop right here, and to our right we do have 111 South Orange Avenue. This is the Sarasota Federal Building. You can see there is parking. We'll do our best to work around that. The curb is already very fractured. And you can see the building is in great shape. The base of the wall here does have some missing paint, but does look to be in pretty good shape. The parking stops all have some fractures on them. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look here at the concrete itself. At the base, there is a sign here on the far right side, 2-hour parking Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. And everything is good there. Looking at the concrete itself, does look to be in pretty good shape. You can see the palm tree and nick already in there. But everything does look to be in good shape here. The building itself is in very good shape. Looking down the concrete there, just some scrapes and several more of those 2-hour parking signs. We'll go back over here to the concrete stop that does block the road from the federal building, and we'll continue. Again, we are going west on this road, and this is Ringling Avenue. Concrete's in pretty good shape, just your normal scrapes and weathering. Spray paint there on the center. Continuing on here with that divider, some more scrapes and some spray paint for the construction here. Alright, so we're at the median. Right now it has a setup where there is a travel through lane with a stop sign. To the left we have our right turn only lane onto Orange Avenue. So facing back towards the federal building, you can see it looks very good shape. Palm trees look good. You can see a lot of tire rub on these dividers here. It's a very narrow drive currently heading up to the stop sign. And we're here at the intersection itself, Ringling Blvd and Orange Blvd, or Orange Avenue. There is an existing light post. In pretty good order at the bottom, you can see a scrape there. looks to be pretty good, just a little weathered. Then you have your signal boxes and the posts, and right now there is a wood signboard behind us with various postings. Looking at the traffic control pole here, looks to be in pretty good shape. A few small minor nicks and scrapes. Does look to be in fairly good shape. And again, here are those traffic boxes. And then your fiber optic cable pole there is leaning to the right. And we are on the poles that are holding up the traffic control wires. Everything looks to be in pretty good order. A couple traffic system boxes over here. A sewer box that's partially covered here with mulch. And then looks like your electric box here as well. Alright, so back over to the federal building. We are continuing west. Now we're continuing northwest. So this is actually Orange Avenue here. And so this is Orange Avenue, Ringling Avenue to the left. Here is concrete. You can see it's cracked, fractured, spray painted, just very old. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to continue here on Orange Avenue. We're heading north on the concrete divider. So right at the corner here on the corner of the federal building, there is a flagpole, which you can see there is quite a bit of weathering. It looks like it was painted a long time ago. That paint is falling off. You can see the rust on the pole itself. There are 3 flags up there currently. The pole's heavily weathered. The base of the pole looks to be pretty good, the concrete that they have here. And there are 2 lights to display up onto the flags themselves. Both of those look to be in good shape. Continuing here north on Orange Avenue, we are at 111 South Orange Avenue, the federal building for the city of Sarasota. And we're continuing here. You can see, looks to be in good shape. Concrete, no large cracks, just weathering at all the seams. And we'll stop to the right. Here is the federal building again. The steps along the front of the federal building. You can see everything looks to be in good shape. A few planters out front. And we'll continue here. You can see to the left there, the curb does have a little bit of cracking on it. It's a granite curb. And again, we're going north on Orange Avenue. We'll stop again here in front of the City of Sarasota House of Representatives, Congressman Vern Buchanan. This is that federal building. Everything looks to be very in good shape there. Now there is a green light pole that we have come to. Looks to be in good shape. No dents, dings, scrapes on it. And there is a street light box at the base of that. And then we come here to a palm tree and we'll continue here on our way. There's a water hole. Just some concrete with a little bit of scrapes on it. And then we're here at the bus stop. There is a bench that looks to be pretty nicked up already, as well as a hole you can see there in the top of the canopy for that bus stop. The posts do have some scrapes on them. Some scrapes and some rust. And then we will stop here. Another light pole looks to be in very good shape. And this is the Wilson building. You can see the concrete there. No obvious scrapes or nicks out of the concrete, no cracks. There is an empty fountain. And then behind us there's some shrubbery, and you can see right over there to the federal building. Alright, so we are going to cross the road here. We will be crossing Orange Avenue, and we are at the intersection of Orange Avenue and State Street. Orange Avenue and State Street. Get you that sign there. Orange Avenue, State Street, right behind the PNC building. We'll start where there is a large chunk out of this curb. The road itself looks to be in fairly good shape. You can see there is a patch there. And we are proceeding to the south on Orange Avenue. We are in the 100 block of Orange Avenue currently. Now you can see there is a lease board facing down State Street into the PNC parking lot and then back over onto Orange Avenue. So walking here, you can see there is a light pole with a sign there. We are State Street. The pole itself does have some scratches at the bottom, but does look to be in very good shape. Looking there onto the concrete and here into the parking lot. Now, if you notice to the right here of this concrete, there is some PVC pipe running through the entire lot. Down here to a grate that does look like it has a patchwork grate over it, and then this goes down to an electrical panel, it looks like, with one extension cord going to it. Alright, continuing here to the south. The concrete is in very good shape. No cracks, no nicks. Does have those brick pattern diamonds in the middle of it. And we are here, you can see at the corner, there's the PNC Bank, IUPA. This is the PNC Bank parking lot. And there are several small trees to the right here on the sidewalk. Alright, continuing on, we are going to the south on Orange Avenue. Crossing over the parking lot entrance. There is another light pole. You can see a green light pole does have some scrapes there in the middle. And then there is the street lighting box. As well as to the left there is a sewer manhole. Two sewer manholes, one dated 2012 and one dated 1999. Alright, so we are in front of the PNC building. You can see here the concrete itself has had some patchwork done. There are several panels with patchwork, as well as another concrete diamond. They do have some landscaping here in front of the building. It does look like it was recently painted here. Very nice. Let's look at the PNC Bank sign itself. The front of the building is in good shape. You can see a little bit of wear to the left of the orange on the PNC sign. And proceeding on to our next light pole. This one also looks to be in good shape. There's a little bit of rust there on the bottom. Besides that, we are in good shape. And we're almost to the intersection here of Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue. Looking at the PNC building, you can see the numbers 1549 there on the front. It is a little dated. You can see the concrete, or goodness, the brick pattern there. It has the metal stanchions to help you walk up those stairs. All of this does look like it was recently painted, but does look to be in very good shape. We'll look up to the front there, and you can see a little bit of outline of the 1549, just a little bit of paint, but no structural damage. Panning over here to the intersection itself, you can see the signs, Ringling Blvd, Orange Avenue. And over here, just for orientation, there is the federal building. And then across the street, we have that multi-use regions building. Looking at the concrete, there is one large stress fracture A couple of small fractures here as well at the intersection of Ringling and Orange, and we are on the Orange Avenue most west side. I'll continue on here. On the sidewalk itself, looks to be good. The curb does have a little bit of cracking. Looking here at the front of the building, no stress fractures, no cracking. Those look like it was recently painted. The shrubbery looks good. So to the left here is Ringling Blvd, and this is the 2-hour parking zone. And again, we're to the steps. You can see no cracks. Metal looks good. All of that looks to be good. The front of the building looks good, recently painted, and the big columns also all look very good. You can see there another angle of those. All right, so continuing on this last pole, there is a stress fracture in the concrete already pre-existing, and you can see the IUPA sign. We'll continue on down the concrete itself. The curb does have some cracks out of it, some tire rub out of it. You can see here on the first palm tree, there is definitely some damage to it. It looks quite weathered, as well as the second one. Looks like it's been around a while, and the bushes already have a missing patch there. Continuing down the sidewalk, again, the curb is cracked and nicked. The sidewalk itself is in good shape, and we're coming to a Verizon section of here. Underground utilities, call before you dig. It's the law of Verizon, and there's 2 panels of that, and then another no parking sign and a for lease sign. So the PNC Bank building looks to be, like I said, in very good shape. I don't see any cracks on the exterior, any of the columns, or the front walls. And there are glass panels around the bottom there. All right, so coming here to the drive-through of PNC, you can see there's a sign for public garage. There is the drive-through for the PNC Bank, as well as a sign. And this sign says right turn only. Concrete itself, you can see a little bit of wear and tear. The drive-through does have a few cracks pre-existing in it. So what we will do now is we will cross over to the center median, and we will continue filming that section of the project. All right, now we are approaching the center median, and this is on Ringling Avenue. This is the existing center median. You can see we are to the left of the PNC building. The PNC building is to our left. We are to its right, and then to our right there is a brick law office that we will proceed to in a minute. So for the median itself, you can see it's definitely unlevel. This concrete patch right here does have nicks and scrapes and spray paint. The edges are all cracked. The edges of the curbs are cracked, you can see there. And this is, once again, not level. So we've come to a light pole, a concrete light pole. Light pole itself looks to be in good shape, and at the base of the light pole there is a water meter box. The light pole itself, 53H24, and there's a Durastress stamp on it. It looks to be in really good shape. Yeah, it looks to be in very good shape. And then we'll continue on here. So once again, there's the stamped brick. The curbs are all cracked on both sides. Coming up to another concrete where there is spray paint and some chipping out of the sides. There, once again, the curbs are all cracked and scraped. Spray paint on the brick and the concrete. This concrete, you can see, is cracked. It does have scrapes and chunks out. All right, now coming up here to the intersection, we are at Orange Avenue and Ringling Avenue. Do a pan so that you can see exactly where we are. So PNC building, Federal building, looking down Ringling Boulevard, and there's the Regents building, and then the law office here to the right. So looking up at the telephone pole, it does look to be in good shape, except for you can see there is a large concrete missing. 35 IV66, keep right and then turn. Once again, that is missing a chunk. There is an electric box and some spray paint, and then once again some more cracking looking down Ringling Boulevard. Okay, so now what we will do is we will film the law office. We are now on the south side of Ringling Boulevard. We are facing to the west. You can see there is a construction billboard there, and there is a Williams Parker, Harrison, Dietz, and Getson attorneys at law. This is their parking lot, and we are on the most western side of that building. It is a brick building, and the concrete here to our left is the PNC drive-through. Right there in the middle you can see that divider that we did film here a moment ago. And so we're going to proceed here to the east on Ringling Boulevard. Okay, so there is standing water already here in the curb line. Standing water in the curb line here at the law firm. The brick building itself looks to be in good shape, does have some weathering, but don't see any major cracks. There is a tree here at the corner, and then we'll continue down the curb here. Alright, so here is again the law firm building. And it does have some landscaping there in the front. And then our curb. So the curb itself is not extremely cracked. You can see the edges do have some wear. There is a pretty good little fracture there. And then at that new concrete line there is a couple of dents and scrapes. So continuing here towards the intersection of Orange Boulevard and Ringling Avenue, we are looking at the law firm itself. Everything looks to be in good shape. Again, no obvious cracks on the front of the building. Looking at the concrete, there are several cracks in the concrete here as we approach the intersection. Several existing cracks. And so we're at a no parking sign, and we're approaching the entrance of the law firm building. There is a metal piece here on the sidewalk that is dented. And then again, looking at the law firm itself, no cracks. You can see the water drainage areas. The pillars all look to be great shape. And then back on the concrete, there are some nicks and scrapes. The curb as well is nicked and scraped. And then looking back over towards the law firm, we have the stairs here. And you can see quite aged, normal wear and tear on those. No dents or nicks in the door. And those pillars look to be great shape. Alright. So continuing on towards the intersection, we are on Ringling Boulevard. And this is, again, continuing towards the west. You can see the concrete itself. This section is pretty good shape. We are approaching a metal box with a blue line across it. Yeah, definitely the edges of this concrete are all nicked and scraped. You can see the cracking along the edge there. And we are at the end of this building. So this is the easternmost side of the building, the law office, and the shrubbery there. And we'll continue on. Rather large crack in the concrete here. And we're at another no parking sign. That is dented. And we are facing the Regions Bank building. Across the street is the Federal building and PNC Bank. All right, there is an existing sidewalk in front of this law firm. Does look like it has existing cracks, and it is a parking lot as well. And at this is the exit to their driveway, to their parking lot for the law firm. You can see existing cracks in the asphalt there. Lots of existing cracks. And we're approaching the intersection here directly in front of us. Existing cracks as well, you can see on the sidewalk. And we are at the intersection here of Orange Avenue and Ringling Boulevard. So we'll pan here. This is going to be to the south, just so that you are orientated to where we are. So now that's our law firm, their parking lot, and then to the left here is Orange Avenue. So at the intersection itself, there is a manhole. You can see the concrete there is chipped and cracked. There is a sign, looks like the pedestrian crossing used to be on the pole. These lights are all cracked. The pole itself looks to be in pretty good shape. There's your pedestrian crossing information, and there is a nick there on the pole itself. And then you can see tire scraping, the fractures there in the concrete, and then to the right here, another lamppost. Light looks in good shape there. Little paint missing at the bottom. Besides that, is in good shape. And then we are approaching your electrical poles, which we'll get you numbers for those shortly. So now we are going to proceed down Orange Avenue, and this is south. There's a large crack in the concrete there. To our right is the law firm parking lot. To our left is the Regions Bank building. So continuing on here, there are trees that are looking to be in good shape. Concrete itself is in fairly good shape. And to our left is the first electrical pole, which looks to be in good shape as well. So you can see to our left is Ringling and Orange Avenue. Straight across is the Regions Bank building, and then we have the telephone pole that we're looking at here on the sidewalk. And again, everything looks to be in good shape there. So we will continue on down the street. To our right, of course, trees, and to our left we have the electrical poles and lines that are associated with those. So our next electrical pole here, looks like these are all fairly new. This one does have a number on it. It's 515-6801-2110, and then you can see the tag above it with the weight and type information. Once again, it is in fairly good shape. And we'll continue on. You see the crack there in the concrete just past that telephone pole, or the electrical pole, as well as the tree, the sign for the attorneys, and then we have a light pole here. That light pole does have some scraping at the bottom, some rust, some paint missing. And to the right of that light pole there is a water and another box there. I'm not sure what the other one is, as well as your water cutoff. And you can see the crack right there, and then the sign for Williams, Parker, Harrison, Dates, and Getson. Some cracking here on the concrete. We're coming up to the entrance of the parking lot for the law firm. So here is the entrance to the parking lot itself, and we're coming up to a sanitary sewer marker, and that's in the middle of that driveway. You can see the cracking all around it. And we'll continue here to the next light pole. This one is number 15605. You can see the smaller tags there. 51568012004. Once again, these all do look to be pretty new and look to be in good shape. And there's another one to the left of that, just past that driveway. And this one is 51568012225 with that sign as well, and look to be in very good shape. So the concrete itself is not cracked, it is a little uneven. And you can see we are at another light post. This one does have some discoloration on it. The base does look to be a little cracked and weathered at the bottom, missing the paint. So this is directly to the right of that pole, and we'll continue on here. And there's some small cracks. The trees are in good shape here to the right. The curb itself looks to be in pretty good shape, and there is shrubbery lining the sidewalk here to the right of us. And we are approaching Cross Street. So we'll look at this post as well. This post is missing a little bit of paint, does look a little bit weathered. We are at the intersection, you can see, of Cross Street and Orange Avenue. There is a bus stop sign as well. And over here to our right, looks like our water. You can see it is a little rusted, no obvious dents. And behind that is the law firm as well as their parking lot. So we're looking back down the sidewalk towards the intersection of Ringling Boulevard and Orange Avenue. Now we're looking down Cross Street and then back down Orange Avenue South. So looking at this concrete, looks to be in good shape. Looks like it might have been patched here recently. And then there's a do not enter sign, since it is one way. And then your TICO caution gas pipeline flag. All right, so to our left, just past the bus stop sign, there's also electric boxes. There's 2 electric boxes there. So now we are going to cross over Orange Avenue. And this is the McCulloch Pavilion straight in front of us. And then we're going to start going towards the intersection of Ringling Boulevard and Orange Avenue. So you can see to our right, there is a employee parking only 1549 Ringling Boulevard parking lot. That parking lot is, the asphalt is all cracked. The paint is all old and chipped. And then to the right, we have a couple palm trees. Now looking at the sidewalk itself, you can see obvious cracks, large cracks and fractures. The concrete right there is actually caved in, and you can see where people have used the section of the right-of-way to get into the parking lot. And then to the left right here, we do have another light pole, City of Sarasota light pole. This one is black. The rest have been black as well. It is missing a little bit of paint there at the bottom, but otherwise it is in good shape. And then we're continuing on towards the Regions Bank building. You can see the right-of-way there, gravel in the grass. There's a speed limit 30 miles per hour, no parking sign. And to the right, there's that sign we referenced earlier, as well as a palm tree. And in the concrete sidewalk itself is cracked. Several large cracks in this section of the concrete. And to our right, again, there is another palm tree. To the left, another light pole with a small tree. The light pole itself is in good shape. Looks like it might be a little bit newer than the rest. And then continuing on here, we're at another entrance into this private parking lot. The entrance itself is cracked, heavily cracked. Sidewalk through the entrance is actually okay. And then looking into the parking lot itself, that is heavily cracked. Paint is old, paint's starting to come off. And we'll continue on towards the Regions building. There is a tow away zone sign, another for lease sign over there, and then we have another light post to our left. This one also is in good shape. Base of it's in very good shape. You can see the curb is cracked here. And we'll continue towards the Regions building. There's a lot of concrete here. Does have, you can see a crack there on the left side. Some small cracks over here to our right, as well as a couple boxes, a water meter box, 2 water meter boxes, a large one and a small one. Some cracking there, as well as water pool there. Now the front of the building itself looks to be in very good shape. I don't see any cracking at the base or in these concrete posts here. Concrete once again is cracked. Here is the entrance to the drive-through for Regions Bank. Looks to be, I don't see any cracking actually. The arrow has been weathered, and then there is the drive-through itself for the Regions Bank. You can see no cracking associated there on the front of the Regions Bank. And there's the corner with the palm tree and the shrubbery. We'll continue towards the intersection of Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue. Another light post here. Looks to be in good shape. The tree to the right of the light post, you can see the bottom is quite cracked. And then we're back to the building, Regions building. I'm going to step out here a little bit. So the base of the building, you can see, looks to be in good shape. I don't see any cracking, no obvious cracking at the base of the building. It does have windows. All the windows are in good shape as well. And then going up to the crown there, no cracks. Looking at the concrete itself, you can see there is a large crack there. Looks like the concrete has shifted. Some patching there. And the concrete, for the most part, besides these corners, looks to be in good shape. Alright, so we're looking, this is the intersection here of Ringling Blvd and Orange Avenue. Across the section is PNC and the Federal Building. To the right is the Regions Bank Building. Here is a fire hydrant. You can see the fire hydrant is in good shape. And then we have another light pole that is missing a little bit of paint, but otherwise in good shape. Then this is a recently poured section of concrete. And then at the intersection here, we do have the light post. The concrete has been cracked. It is chipped there on the corner. You can see the parking sign, directions to parking. Again, that is the government offices building, the PNC building, and the lawyer's office. We're at the intersection here. All right, so here is the front of the Regions building. Looks to be in good shape. No cracking there. You can see Regions. The concrete out front is in good shape. There is this one crack here. And then there is mulch here as well. Now there is a little bit of cracking that I see here at the base of the Regions building. You can see that cracking there on the corner. Now at the bottom of all these pillars look to be in good shape. That's the only cracking that I'm seeing. The doors are all in good shape. I don't see any cracking anywhere else there. Proceeding down the concrete, this is going down Ringling Blvd to the east. You can see there is a little bit of cracking there on the concrete. I don't see any cracking here at the base of the Regions building itself. We'll step over here to get you a better view. There is some tire marks there on the curb itself, but the building looks to be in great shape. This is Ringling Square, 1626 Ringling Boulevard. Again, another 2-hour parking sign. Looking at the face of the building itself, looks to be in very good shape. All those windows are in good shape as well. There is a few cracks here on the curb. You can see this one was attempted to be patched. And then we are at the entrance here to Ringling Square. You can see there is that sculpture as well as a small courtyard. I don't see any cracks to any of the structures here or to the concrete itself. Now there is some cracking here at the far left-hand side of that entrance, below that outlet. There's cracking all the way across the bottom. You can see it wraps around that corner as well. And then you can see a 2-hour parking sign, so it's right behind that 2-hour parking sign. All right, so now we are walking Suite 101 dual real estate. All the glass looks great. Suite 102 dual real estate. All the glass looks great there. I don't see any cracking. And then we have Jimmy John's here on the corner. Again, all that glass looks great. I don't see any cracking there on any of the outside. The concrete itself is also in great shape. And at the corner, we are at the most eastern corner. You can see a little bit of concrete cracking. There's a whole divot here as well as a manhole. And then there is a metal fascia on this concrete. Looks to be in good shape. So we've come here to the intersection of Rawls Avenue and Ringling Boulevard, and this is behind the Regions building. Mosley Investment Management is the building adjacent to us. And again, this is Rawls Avenue. You can see concrete here looks great. The road is already cracked. And we'll go ahead and cross the street, and you can see a sign for Majestic Homes as well. So we're at Rawls Avenue and Ringling Boulevard, and this concrete is already cracked here on this corner. So just in front of the Majestic Homes, Mosley Investment Management signs, this concrete is cracked, and there is a storm drain as well. The building itself, I don't see any obvious wear or tear. It does look like there is a little bit of scraping to the front there. Alright, so now you can see directly across from us we have the Post Office Vehicle Maintenance Facility. To the right over there is the U.S. Post Office for Sarasota. And directly in front of us is the one-way, and we're going to go ahead and cross here into, there is a crosswalk through the center median that is very weathered. Looks like there's mulch all over it, and it is all right, so you can see there's the center median. We are facing to the east, and now we're going to look to the west. Just an area that has some greenery. The curbs here on both sides here in the center median look to be in fairly good shape. There are some scrapes and cuts out of those. Then we'll go ahead and we'll continue here down the center median towards the intersection of Ringling and Orange. To our left is an electrical box. In amongst these trees is the irrigation valve, which looks to be in fairly good shape. There's some cuts that are intentionally taken out of those. And then you can see the electrical boxes there in the middle, which I do not see any obvious cracking on. All right, so proceeding in the center median towards the intersection that we will be putting the roundabout in. You can see there's some irrigation going on here, some shrubbery. The curb itself looks to be in fairly good shape, a few nicks here and there. Proceeding again towards that intersection, and we've come across another irrigation box. There's the intersection itself. To the right we have the federal building, and to the left we have Ringling Square, the Regions building. So we'll continue on here. Okay, so there is the stamped concrete as we witnessed earlier in this filming. The curbs themselves look to be, like I said, fairly good shape. A few cracks and nicks along the way, spray paint areas. The concrete patches on this side look to be better than those on the other side of the intersection directly adjacent to where we are now. And you can see some fractures and scrapes out of the center median. We are approaching the intersection of Orange and Ringling. To our right there ahead is PNC building, to the left is the law firm. Directly to my right is the federal building, directly to my left is the Regions building. So here is the center pole, again facing west. And there's some cracking here in the center median, electric box and a signal box, a keep right sign, and then the post itself does have some holes and drilling in it. Alright, and we'll proceed back to the light post itself that's in the center divider. Light post itself is in good shape. No nicks or scrapes in it. And then again, good shape, no nicks or scrape in it. So once again, we are at the intersection of Ringling Boulevard and Orange Avenue. PNC building directly in front of us. To the right, we have the federal building, and to the left, we have the law firm across and the Regions building ahead. That will conclude our filming of the Roundabout project here in the city of Sarasota. Again, general contractor is C Squared General Contracting, and they'll go ahead and take it from here. Thanks.